So, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good. I'm just excited. I'm excited to finally get this album out and people can finally hear it. We've been sitting on it for a year.
Oh my
So
God.
yeah, it's been done for a whole year. We've had a whole year to prepare music videos and album artwork and merchandise and all that good shit. So like now we just get to sit back and set it free.
The last time we chatted was in Bristol.
Yeah.
You were supporting Cannibal Corpse, I think.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. You've been really, really busy since we last. What have you been up to as a band in general since then?
Oh God, everything, mate, everything. So we've been on tour like pretty much all year last year, and then
Yeah.
when we weren't on tour, we were preparing everything for the album. And then we've been writing more new music for after the album. Yeah, it's been mad, mate. It's been mad. Like we had a really successful year last year. We did a Cannibal Corpse tour, which was hugely successful. Then we did our biggest headlining tour to date, which was in America and Canada with Development, and that was amazing.
I missed you. You played my home city, Cardiff. I missed you there.
Yeah, we did. We did play Cardiff. That was with that was later on in the year with Lorna Shore, which was another massive European tour.
Yeah.
And then we had tours in between that. Oh, we went to Australia for the first time, which was amazing. Like, so that was nice. So yeah, it's just been wild, mate. Like I'm currently, our last tour was the Lorna Shore tour, and that ended in December.
Yeah.
And so from December until now, like that's the most time I've had off since the end of the pandemic. I've had 4 months off, and that's like the longest. That's the longest period. Like I've been at home for like, and even then we did a couple of shows in Finland in January. So, so it's like, yeah, I'm just really excited.
Really busy. As we've talked before, you are without a doubt the hardest working band around. Without a doubt, it's hang on. What touring have you got planned before April and the release, or are you waiting till the release before you start touring again?
No, so our next tour is, I think it starts the 18th of April, I think. So it's literally a month away. The album comes out on April the 5th. Yeah, and then that's our first tour after the album, and that's our headline tour. UK and Europe runs April through May.
Yeah.
We're taking out Fallujah, Vulvodynia, and Melancholia. Tickets are on sale now, so get them before you can, because it's going to be an amazing tour. And then after that, we've got a load more tours that are all being booked as we speak, but that's all I can say about that until they get announced.
That's all our interviews seem to be, is every time you've got secrets you can't tell me, and it's so frustrating.
I know, but then it's exciting though, isn't it?
Yeah, I got something to show you as well. I've got to get a frame for it first. Okay.
Oh, that's amazing. That's so sick. Look, it's here.
The reason I'm not, I've got a little one I was going to hand to you when we, but I was going to get you to sign it.
Yeah, I would love to sign that. I would love to sign that.
Yeah, definitely.
That's awesome.
Like I say, it's you are one of the hardest working bands around, without a doubt. You either release an album or you're just away on tour constantly, which it's great because I've seen you so many times. It's like the first time I think was the beer keller,
Yeah.
and from there you can just see the progression where as yourself as a band are going, and it's like wow, it's like I feel being part of it because I've got to interview yourself so many times now, and it's like you as a band is just like you say, you're out in Australia, and it's like wow, before long you're going to be doing major venues, which is something I'm looking forward to seeing you on stage in these like Cardiff, the Great Hall.
Yeah.
So many top bands have played that location, and I had to miss it, and I was gutted. But knowing that you've played there, it's like, yeah, great, because there's only one other place you can play in Cardiff after that, and
Yeah.
that's the main venue.
Yeah.
That's Cardiff International Arena, and it's like as a band,
That's a big boy venue though. That.
yeah. But I won't be surprised within the next year or 2 years you'll be there, and you'll be like,
that would be nice.
Yeah, definitely.
I'd take that.
The new album, The Tide of Death and Fractured Dreams, like you said, is coming out the beginning of April. Can you tell me a bit about the recording and the writing process? And like you said, it's taken, you've done it a year. Because I remember last time you were speaking, you said, "Oh, we got something planned."
Yeah.
And we'll be going back into the studio. So this has got to be the what you can offer us.
Yeah. So it's so the way that we write is it's in a constant cycle. So as soon as we finish writing one album, we immediately start writing the next one.
Yeah.
So basically, we'd already pretty much wrote this album before, well before Ashes Lie Still came out. Like we'd been working on the songs for The Tide of Death and Fractured Dreams for basically a whole year, like just demoing them and tinkering with them and changing them, getting them to the point where the album was ready to go. So by the time Ashes Lie Still was released, we were ready to go into the studio to record the next one. So Ashes Lie Still was released in November 2022. And then in December 2022, 4 weeks after we'd released Ashes, we went into the studio and recorded Tide of Death and Fractured Dreams like straight away, because it was because we'd already done the whole like tinkering and tweaking process. We'd been doing it for a whole year, like at home, like recording demos and stuff like that. So we already knew exactly what we wanted to do. It was just getting in there and getting it laid down. So as soon as we finished the Lorna Shore tour, we were like, because we did a tour in America with Lorna Shore. We were like, right, fuck it, the album's ready. Why wait around? Let's just book the studio and get in there and get it done. And I think we were there for just over a week. We just got the whole album laid down. And then since then, we've basically spent a whole year preparing for the album, like getting everything ready, merch, album cover, music videos, like our getting tours booked and stuff. Like, so it's just been like a year of prep in between each tour that we've been embarking on. So yeah, we're busy boys though, aren't we? We've just got like this crazy work ethic, so it's like we just love it. Like
it is just crazy, because it's like I get I get sent emails and things like that. I'm going, oh God, they released another album. Oh, they're going on tour, and it's like, good God. And it's amazing because I remember the last time we spoke, you were on the verge of playing Download Festival.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can't get, well, it's one of the biggest festivals in the world. So
yeah,
it's like, wow. So that obviously progression for yourself now is the main stage.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be nice. That'd be nice. I mean, this is the thing. It took Download 9 years to recognize us, even though everything that we've done and achieved. And then, so obviously when we finally did get to play Download, we felt like we had a point to prove.
Yeah.
So we got on that stage and packed that fucking tent out.
Yeah.
And smashed it out of the park. Like we were on fire that day. So yeah, I mean, hopefully the people that need to take notice took notice. I mean, I'm not going to hold my breath, but you know,
that's
maybe
the
they'll invite us
thing
back.
with Download. Yeah. Oh, but that's the thing. Download is, it's like this year. My mate's daughter, she bought her tickets and she comes with us. And I was like, whoa, calm down now. We don't even know who's headlining.
Yeah.
And this year is a year where I'm like, oh God, who the fuck am I going to watch?
Yeah.
Because it's not my kind of music. But like I say, it's with the extremeness with yourself that all the eyes were on you because you have carried that torch for extreme metal to play Download.
Yeah.
And I all I can see is good things happening because Download is one of those very strange festivals where, like this year, they've got bloody Bowling for Soup and all that. And so I honestly think because of what you've done, you're either you will be back there again without a doubt. It's just with Download is whenever they can fit you in because
it's one of them,
busted are playing this. You what the fuck
busted.
am I supposed to do with Busted?
Fucking hell.
I'm gonna cry. I need to be absolutely off my fucking face somewhere because it's Busted.
Fuck.
But exactly, I know. But you are a band. You smashed it at Download. You're smashing it around the country. Your albums are just flowing out, and like I say, you are one of the hardest working bands out there, and that's only good for you because it's brilliant. With the touring, after the album, are you back around doing the UK? Are you doing that? Have you got any Europe dates?
Yeah. So the album comes out 5th of April. Get your pre-orders in now because there's some beautiful packages out there. So
yeah,
get them from ingested.co.uk. Then on the 18th of April, I think it's the 18th of April. That's when we embark on a full UK and Europe headline tour. It's us. We're taking out Fallujah, Vulvodynia, and Melancholia, so it's going to be amazing. So tickets are flying out, so get them. Go get them tickets. Let's make it fucking successful as fuck. Because this is what I want to be now, like, especially in the UK scene. I think, like, personally, I think we've fucking carried the torch for UK extreme metal around the world.
Yeah, without a doubt.
You know what I mean? We've cracked America. We've got into Australia. And I think now it's the time. It should be the time that we get recognised for what we've done, and by the UK.
There's only one small downfall about it all, and that's you might start scaring away fucking big bands because you're going to start blowing them away on stage, and they'd be like, "Fuck this."
Well, I mean that's this is the thing. Like that is our intention every single time we hit the stage.
Yeah,
Like doesn't matter what fucking show we're on. Like our intention is to blow everyone away every single time. Whether that's the bands that we're on tour with or sharing a stage with or the fans and the crowd. Like we want to blow everyone away. Like that's the whole point. And I think if you don't have that mindset, then you're not going to deliver that level of intensity to your performance. And I want people, when we finish our set, I want people to go, oh my fucking God.
Yeah.
What the fuck just happened? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, but I think that shows. I think that shows in the performance that we deliver.
Yeah. It's seeing you on stage and going all the way back to the beer cellar that time. It was like, I came away from there and I was like, I was there to do a job, to photograph the band, and I was helping people on the fucking stage to jump off. And I was like, I got so carried away, so carried away. I was like, coming out of there, and I was thinking, the only thing I didn't do was go in the mosh pit. And but I was helping people on the stage, and I was like, fucking hell, this energy, which was just flowing through that venue on that night. It was like, wow, this is a band which is going to go places. And then, like I say, from all the way back to that point, Australia, Download Festival, the UK, album after album after album, it's brilliant what you're doing. And you're not giving fans or people around the world that chance to forget you, because it's like you're there. Boom, the album is out. Right, they're touring. Right. Okay, it'll be a while now. Oh shit, there's a new album out. Wow, they're touring. So people are there and they're going, wow, let's go. They're there. And the momentum, which I've seen from your band, from when I first heard you to now, it's like, wow, you just are constantly hard working away, and that's something to be proud of.
I think that's got a lot to do with like our backgrounds, like our the way that we grew up and stuff. Like, do you know what I mean? We're like three working class guys. Like, I'm from a council estate in Manchester.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I grew up with fuck all. Like, and I was always brought up as in, like, if you want something, go out and earn it. You work for it. If you want something that bad, nothing's given in this life. You go out and you get it. You go out and you work for it. And I think that mentality has followed all three of us into Ingested, which is why we work the way that we do, because we've never been given anything. We've never been given any help. We've never been given a leg up or a handout or anything like that. We've never been the fucking media or industry darlings that they're on the magazine, like, you know, like all that shit. We've always been ignored. We've been outright told, no, you're not good enough. You'll never be able to do this. You'll never be able to do that. Like, do you know what I mean? And that's like hardened our skin and given us a chip on our shoulder where we're just like, nah, fuck you. Like, and we've got a fuck you attitude now because we've got a chip on our shoulder. And now it's like we're fueled by a working class work ethic and a belly full of spite. Which is why we work so hard, because we're just like, nah, fuck you. We'll show you why you're wrong. And then we'll work to a point where we become undeniable where you can't ignore us anymore because
Yeah.
we'll be right in your fucking face. And that's just how we are. Like that's how we've always been, and that's you know
and
what
that's
we've
good for
become.
you.
Like,
That's something which, like I say, you should be really, really proud of, because you're there, and it's like you're like Rocky Balboa in Rocky 1. You get given an opportunity, and it's like, you're gonna fucking take it. And that's the one thing for yourself, is how good your mentality is when given an opportunity. You're like, fuck it, I'm gonna knock him out, and I'm gonna take his place on that stage.
exactly. Like we've always been the underdogs.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Nobody ever thought we could do it. So when we do work ourselves to a point where we get that opportunity, we're just going to take the ball and we're going to fucking run with it. And we're going to show them why they should have given us this chance years ago.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's, I review my albums, like, if an album is coming out this Friday, I review it through the week and all that, because it gets to a point where you get so many rules, like, all right, you can't put the review out early, you can't do this, you can't do that. So my review of the album will be coming up very, very shortly, and I can't wait to sit down and listen to it once again.
Yeah.
Because but like, when you're doing your reviews, you're listening to it more in a bit more depth, as like you chuck it on, you're having a coffee in Costa's and all that, and you're fucking throwing your coffee everywhere over people, going, yeah, fuck you, and all. And people are looking at you going, what the fuck's he doing? Like, are you ingested? But finally, where can the idiots which fucking follow me, where can they see you in the UK?
Everywhere.
You know, in Cardiff.
All throughout April. Let me have a look. Oh shit, I can't. I've not even got it on my thing. Not even got it on my phone. But yeah, it starts in the UK. I know that we're playing Manchester, obviously, London, Glasgow. I know we're playing Southampton, Birmingham,
Bristol. Not Cardiff.
No, not Cardiff. So, well, this is the thing. You can only either play Bristol or Cardiff, you know, because they're like so close. It's like there's no point playing both, because like, do you know what I mean? Because it'll be the same crowd, but yeah, so that starts on April the 18th, I believe. Like I said, tickets are flying out, so get your tickets from ingested.co.uk. And then after that, the tour moves into Europe, and that runs all the way through May. So, yeah, I'm excited.
Festivals this year?
No, I think we're taking a year off festivals this year.
Good God.
Yeah, we're taking our foot off the gas a little bit, because it's like, it's basically been like 3.5 years non-stop. Like, do you know what I mean? So it was like, let's give ourselves a little bit more time off this year, like. But, you know, but I mean, we've still got a busy year. Like, we're going to some places that we've never been again. We're getting back over to America. Like, it's still busy. It's still a busy year. Like, but we're going to give ourselves a bit of a breather during the festival period. So, yeah.
Brilliant. Well,
take our foot off the gas somehow.
Fingers crossed I'll be at the Bristol gig. I've got to go now, buy a ticket to cross the bridge and put fuel in.
It'll be worth it, mate. It'll be worth it.
Always brilliant speaking to you.
Thanks, mate. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, can't wait to once again listen to the album and get my review out. And good luck with what's coming for the rest of the year. I don't think America quite know what's happening. Apparently, all the kangaroos out in Australia have fucked off to New Zealand, and but it's been a pleasure speaking to you once again, and hopefully I get to see you down in Bristol soon.
Yeah, man. I'll see you there.
Yeah.
Thanks for the chat. Appreciate it, man.
And you gotta get this signed.
I will do. Bring it to the show and I'll sign it. No problem. All right. Peace.
Oh, that's my dog. Right. Take care, mate.
Nice one.
Bye.
Bye.